Hi guys, welcome to Twin Perspective. I'm Joe, and tonight I'm bringing you my top 10 favorite songs by Sting. Sting's one of my favorite artists. I like the Police. I love Sting. These are going to be, disclaimer, my top 10 favorite songs by Sting from the 80s and the 90s. I'm going to keep this list to those two decades. Generally, when I do a top 10 list, I'll write down, after scanning their discography, my favorite songs, and then that list is usually about 20 songs or so, and then I'll try to pick my favorites from that list, which it usually gets to about 13, and then figure out my top 10 from there. Well, with Sting, it was crazy. I had a list of 41 songs. I started scratching off songs, dwindled it down to about 31. And I realized, yeah, this is going to be tough. Eventually got it down to 10. And as unsure as I am about it, here we go. At number 10, I actually want to feature the entire album, 10 Sumner's Tale. I love almost every song on that album equally. The big hits were If I Ever Lose My Faith and Fields of Gold, which I still love to this day. Fields of Gold puts me in a place every time I listen to it, and never get tired of those two. Although those were the big singles played on the mainstream radio, I was listening to a college radio station that would play other tracks from the album instead, and this one in particular is what made me go out and get the album. So for number 10, since my top 9 doesn't feature a song from my favorite Sting album, 10 Sumner's Tale, I'm going to pick 10 Sumner's Tale at number 10, and the song Love is Stronger Than Justice. That's the song I heard on the college radio station, and I thought, this is strange for me, for Sting. I thought it was weird, especially since the chorus is kind of country. It just seemed odd, but, there was more to come from Sting in the avenue of country, and he actually is one of my favorite country artists. And this is one of those songs that could be considered country. There's kind of a rap going on too. Sting has a way of laying vocals down that, in my opinion, reminds me of rap in some of his songs. So this is like a rap country song for me. I love it. It's a great story. And of all the songs on that great album, I find myself singing this one quite a bit. So there you go. Love is Stronger Than Justice at number 10. At number 9, from the album Brand New Day, 1999, I'm going with Perfect Love, Gone Wrong. Now, this song actually has a rap in it. I believe it's French. Uh, there's a weird, nice little trumpet at the beginning. And, Sting was kind of using strange keyboard sounds a lot more in these later albums in the 90s. And I love the way the keys are used and strange sound, but the way they're played here. He's a dog. He wants to be Blue Ribbon and not some mud out behind the house. It's a great tune. I love it. Perfect Love, Gone Wrong. It's one of those in a sea of songs where Sting's trying different things. This one kind of felt a little old school to me. Great job. Perfect Love, Gone Wrong at number 9. At number 8, from the album Brand New Day, I'm going with one of my favorite country songs ever, Fill Her Up. Now, this song starts kind of country, really country, but eventually it ventures off into this gospel, which turns into this kind of jazz jam. Not so much jazz, it's staying true to the progression throughout, but beautiful, beautiful song. It's a roller coaster. I love it. The story's hilarious. I can relate to the beginning country story. I feel like when I'm at work sometimes, I got to sing this song because the way the story unfolds. I'd never do it, but it's a fantasy, of course. Great tune. Love the breakdown in the middle where that money gets cold in his hand, and then yeah, he brings it all back around. Beautiful job. Fill her up. Number 8. At number 7, from the magnificently successful album Nothing Like the Sun, 1987, I'm going with Be Still, My Beating Heart. Love the rhythm in this song. I love the drums. The thing I like about Sting, I kind of think it makes him stand out. He uses sophisticated chords, of course, and the harmonies aren't your typical harmonies. He uh, he works to get those harmonies to sound the way they do, um, and he's not afraid to use world musicians. And in that sense, to me, Sting reminds me a lot of Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel, and he's worked with both of them a lot. Incredible drum beats, and he's used a variety of great drummers, but Be Still My Beating Heart's one of those, and it's smooth. It's strange because there was kind of like a format in the 80s for singles and pop music, and then there were musicians like Sting that could do something completely different from anything else anybody else is doing, and it still had mainstream success. And I think it's because it was that melodic and it was that good. And when you're an established musician, you can get all of your stuff played. Guess you have more pull. But yeah, Be Still My Beating Heart's one of those things. I've always wanted Sting to do a duet with Sade. I don't know if they ever worked together, but okay, so there you go. Number 7, Be Still My Beating Heart. Great lyric in that. Love it. At number 6, another great lyric, and one that stands true to this day. Of course, you could substitute Russians for a multitude of countries and countrymen, but Russians. From the album The Dream of the Blue Turtles, 1985. An amazing album. Um, there's about 4 or 5 songs on that album that I love pretty much equally, but I'm giving the nod here to Russians. It's a phenomenal lyric, gorgeous melody. It's like one of them earworm melodies that will stay with you for a while when you listen to it. And those lyrics are powerful, of course, political, and it stands true to this day. Russians at number 6. Now we're in my top 5. At number 5, an amazing song from Mercury Falling, 1996. I Was Brought to My Senses. Beautiful melody at the beginning, uniquely Sting. When the bulk of the song kicks in, it's just an amazing, smooth mix of strange, instruments, violins or whatever, instead of a typical pop song, but a great lyric. The strange timing during the chorus and or throughout the song, but when the drums really kick in the chorus, it took a second to get used to, but it's a beautiful melody, and I Was Brought to My Senses. To me, it's one of those sophisticated songs where it's kind of like a soft rock artist will do a prog rock kind of type breakdown of a song. I love I was brought to my senses. That one gets me every time. Kind of stood out on that album for me at number 5. But I have one more song from Mercury Falling at number 4. And it's my favorite country song of all time. I'm so happy I can't stop crying. Now, country's not my thing at all. It's just that some bands do it right, and Sting did it right. The Eagles are another band that's not known to be country, but to me, they are, and they do it right. Other bands later on, The Thorns is another band. 3 alternative musicians who get together and can't help but write country music. They, in my opinion, did it right. Reminded me of the Eagles. But Sting knocks it out the park here with "I'm So Happy I Can't Stop Crying." 1996 I was a few years removed from my first marriage, and yeah, that one made a lot of sense. The whole shtick about Sunday fathers and melted ice cream—that's exactly what I was, and pretty much was my whole life. So the song remained relevant. It's almost sacrilege that I put a country song ahead of something so gorgeously complicated as I was brought to my senses. But I gotta give the edge here to "I'm So Happy I Can't Stop Crying" because that one gets me going every time. Love it. It's at number 4. At number 3, my favorite song from Nothing Like the Sun, 1987, the huge hit "Fragile." Powerful melody, once again, completely unique from everything else that was on the radio. When Fragile started, I mean, you knew what it was. I remember there were radio stations that used to fade out of Fragile before that really long ending, and it used to piss me off because I wanted to hear every beautiful note of that ending. Gorgeous melody, once again, a world music influence. The audacity to release something like that and to think that it's going to be successful, and it is successful, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous song. The lyric is probably my favorite from him. Beautiful, haunting. That's another one that I think of that song. I think of Sade. I'm like, come on, y'all, get together. Let's do something here. Fragile's great, but it's not the best. It's not at the top. It's at number 3. At number 2, my favorite song from Brand New Day, 1999, "Ghost Story." Phenomenal achievement. Once again, to me, kind of like a prog rock changes in the song. I'm a weirdo. I see stuff like that. It's a beautiful, slow, gorgeous melody, though uniquely Sting. The lyrics, the whole movement throughout. It's a accomplishment. I love it. I don't know if Sting fans out there feel the same way about Ghost Story that I do. For me to have it number 2 here, um, powerful, powerful. Love the drums when they finally really kick in and given those off timing crashes, and you feel like you're on a rolling sea. And uh, beautiful stuff. Excellent, excellent. But only one song could top that gorgeous song, "Ghost Story," and it's my favorite Sting song, and it's always been since the day I heard it. At number 1, from the album The Soul Cages, 1991, "Why Should I Cry for You?" There's a lot of different versions of this song, and I love all of them. I love the extended mix. If you ever get a chance to listen to that one, because it really, gives you a nice chunk of the song instrumental. It puts a focus on that incredible, amazing drum beat, which even the likes of Phil Collins would have to be impressed with. Such a movement. Toward the end of the song, when Sting really starts plugging away at the bass, popping with that that drum beat is just a full thing. The notes in it, the notes that are hit with the different changes and emphasized. It's gorgeous, and the lyric is, heart wrenching. There's movements to the song where you reach a point and then this bridge and then it kicks into something else and it just takes you there. It's a journey. I love it. Sting does that with a lot of his songs. Uh, None so better than Here. Why Should I Cry for You? My favorite song by Sting. There you go. That's my top 10 list. Tough one to put together. These are amazing songs. If you're a fan of Sting and you haven't heard any of these, take a run with them. They're great. I was really a huge fan of Mercury Falling and Brand New Day. Sting's had some singles that weren't, from albums and stuff, from movies and different things and greatest hits albums. It seems like that's the first time I ever heard of When We Dance. They Dance Alone, stuff like that. He's just got a list of gorgeous songs. A lot of them very popular, and I say seek these out. These are fun. That's my list. I'm Joe. This has been Twin Perspective. Please subscribe to Rosenfield 10 for more videos like this. And I'll see you later. Bye.